on skill and mentality, I always say.
I agree. So I heard the ding. Here we go. Going into tower control on. Okay, so right away, we see kind of loadouts that we're familiar with for these teams, and exactly as you were looking forward to it, Gamer's on that heavy Splat lane.
Yeah, going with the vanilla for it, of course, because it is tower control, so we're going to see that Stingray on his part, as well as a charger with, the vanilla charger with Stingray on the part of Lowkey.
I'm really happy to see that too, because obviously tower control, we expect to see Stingray, we expect to see these specials coming out from each of the team members here, and we're going to be able to. So Arashi over here just not able to help break that ball, but this 2v1 situation is going to take DJ out pretty quickly and make it a lot harder for them to get out of that. The first Stingray is out and up, and nobody is taking advantage of it to push this tower yet.
Arashi going down, getting his baller popped really quickly, unfortunately, getting taken down by Zero, who suddenly gets a pick with his missiles. Can he keep up that pressure now?
I'm not quite sure what's going to be happening here. As you said, you know, that missile pick sometimes a little bit delayed, but it was pretty helpful for them now, and we just have what Lowkey needs to be doing is really like stopping this push, because they already have on the side of Demise the first checkpoint that's gone through. And we know on this map, once you get through that first checkpoint, if you can make that second one, you're really good on this map. You feel really confident.
Not to mention it goes really quickly, because that hallway, once the opponent controls the overlook area, it's just really hard to get back in and stop their push. So we'll see if Demise can get a counter push of their own going right now, but they're going to really have to push that top left area real quick.
They certainly are, and it looks like that's what they're kind of attempting to do over here, you know, targeted, but Arashi pushing all the way into spawn. I love watching that type of play, because it really shows the ability of the other player to be able to handle something like that. And they do take the lead. Nice job right there. And this is going to give Lowkey an opportunity to hold on to this. They didn't quite make it through that checkpoint as much as they would have liked to, but 53 is still a pretty good number here.
Absolutely. But now Demise is taking a lot of map control in mid, getting their push solidified. They're really looking like they're going to apply a lot of pressure on the left side. But it looks like their bunker is still not cleared, which gives Lowkey a chance to stop their push.
Oh no, everyone just kind of going down left and right, but people are still at the ready. Finally, we get to see Gamer on this Splat lane. Gonna jump back to home to try to build that up a little bit. Not so far. There it is. I was waiting for that to light up, and it pops right away to be able to help the rest of this team sort of push this tower back and get it out of their zone.
This is shaping up to be a great match where we're really seeing a lot of back and forth. There's really not one team that's really controlling the entire game, which is really exciting.
That's one of my favorite types of games to watch, and we know that these teams are so well placed here, and the matchup is very good because they're high seeds, they know what they're doing, they're very, very strong teams.
Ooh. That's a double on the charger. That's great.
Tension is one of my favorite chargers to watch because the picks that he's able to get are so like perfectly timed and demanding of your attention.
Absolutely, a sneaky charger indeed. Demise getting a great push through the hall right now.
DJ getting that pick on Gamer is also going to be very beneficial because now it means nobody is there to kind of stop from the top right there. And Tension gets one pick, maybe another. Yes, does get the second one. So that is a team wipe for Lowkey, and that's going to be game. I love the stoic expressions over here. You know, both teams are kind of like, all right, we're gonna focus, we're gonna concentrate, and they look so serious.
Absolutely. Well, it's all about being able to adapt, right? Potentially just 3 games is not a lot of time, and so you got to really focus and discuss with your team what changes need to be made how to approach the next map mode.
You certainly do, and sometimes you have to have the confidence that you can take something that maybe you're not as comfortable on. Speaking of comfort, Clam Blitz, not everybody's favorite mode, but I know that, you know, these teams can perform really well, so I'm wondering what we're going to be seeing coming out of here.
Yeah, I definitely expect to see some Booyah Bombs. It's pretty good for clearing out the plat. Definitely something that people tend to pick over bubbles, which I still think is useful on this map, but I guess we'll see what happens.
We certainly will. The Booyah Bomb has been so fun. I personally find Bubbles, Booyah Bomb, Baller, and Armor to be my kind of favorite to bring to Clam Blitz because it allows you to have the defense that you need. It brings the strength. It brings all of those pushing specials that are going to kind of, if you can stack them and roller coaster them one after the other, it allows you to continue a play very quickly.
Right. I also wonder, though, if Arashi's going to be playing a hammer weapon like L3. Because as we all know, Arashi loves his hammer.
Hammer legend.
Right, and it's pretty good for this mode too. Being if you can coordinate it with another special like Baller or something, you can really get some power behind clearing their plat and just getting a free push in.
And I think the moment anyone sees that Arashi has that hammer, you just kind of get out of the way.
Exactly, because you know if you stand anywhere near it, he's going to manage to find a way to get you out of there.
It's very, very true. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see what's going to happen between these next two teams. We only have a few seconds left in this lobby, and everyone is just readying up. I think there's some discussion happening over there on the side of Demise, and we'll see what they're able to do for Clam Blitz on Inkblot Art Academy.
Can't wait to see it. It's going to be a fun one. Oh, Zero going with the Kensa Mini. And Arashi going with the L3.
Exactly as you called it. And, you know, what we want to see here, too, because that's a really strong pick. I also love the one bringing out this tent umbrella. You know, Lily and I were talking about it quite a lot earlier, and it's so strong for clams, especially lately. And it's just so nice to be able to see the one who has really dedicated a lot of his time to playing it.
Absolutely, and what I find interesting is Gamer going with the ballpoint splatling, something you don't see very often anymore. Oh, man.
Ooh, see, you got to get out of Arashi's way in that point there. Zero gets the first power clam and is able to get that break as it's being followed up by DJ. DJ goes down before they're able to get any more clams into that, and there is no one around to help this out. Gamer is going to be right here guarding everything to shut down the rest of this push.
Yeah, and it looks like Demise was able to get a quick push in, but not really able to follow up with anything further with any more power clams. And then Lowkey just being able to push them out really quick with their counter specials.
Arashi using this Ultra Stamp to kind of go after some of the other players. Not quite able to do it, but definitely cleared out a few people hiding around here, and I think Gamer is just waiting for that opportunity to make this jump. The rain is here, and they break their barrier again before they can do absolutely anything. So, oh no.
Yeah, this is really unfortunate for the Lowkey right now. Demise is really starting to abuse their push right now.
Zero jumping backwards to get a little extra space here, and there's no one around to continue this. But 47, that's a fantastic push.
That's a pretty solid push, and Lowkey is going to have to react very quickly, or otherwise Demise is just going to continue this momentum and get another push before Lowkey is set up to get anything going.
I think Lowkey does have the ability to kind of get here and make this happen, but, you know, they did lose one of the power clams that they had because they didn't pick it up under the basket before that closed. So they only have the one that's sitting there now. And another push coming in from Demise with all of these loose clams coming in right after it. DJ putting up so much pressure with this slusher. It's going to be really, really hard right now for them to stay in this if Lowkey can't shut this down.
Yeah, and DJ going back to get some more clams to continue this push for as long as possible, even though he does get taken out in the process.
But they only need 3. just 3 clams to be able to knock this out. I'm not sure they're going to be able to do it before the barrier closes, but as we've seen, they're consistently making these really strong pushes, and I have faith that they can do it again.
Yeah, it looks like Lowkey has mid control right now, so if they don't make use of it really quickly, then they're just going to get overtaken by Demise again. So let's see what happens. Misa going in on the side, trying to get a flank happening. Can he get it to go in time? Oh, waiting for the jump, it looks like.
Nice job. Beautiful positioning for Misa right here, too. Able to kind of come up and just get as many picks as possible, but does not stand the wrath of DJ and Arashi over there. So that's going to be really tough. The 1 comes in a little bit. They don't quite make it to that 9 that they were hoping for to get the lead, but that was a really nice push from them.
Yeah, still a solid push, and there's still a lot of time left in the game. So as long as they can really keep control in mid and get another push going quickly, Demise might not have time to respond.
We still have 1 minute and 20 seconds left, so it could be something that they're looking at to be able to get done here. Zero just causing a distraction. Knew they'd go down from that suction bomb there, and I'm not sure Gamer knew that one was there, though.
Definitely not, and that's really unfortunate because without a backline, it's going to be really hard to defend against the push from Demise. So this might be their opportunity.
They have that power clam. I like that this player, not Demise, able to kind of toss it up there and just wait for another person to pick it up. They do have the power clams ready for this to be the game-winning push right now, but I'm not sure what they want to do with it right now.
Yeah, Misa looking to get something happening, but having to deal with a slosher as a K-shot is not an easy job.
It certainly isn't. Zero tossing that hammer up there, trying to get a couple of picks there. 1 down on the side of Lowkey. So this is really what Demise is in the perfect position. DJ picks up the power clamp, tosses it in the basket, breaks it, and they get the second one in,
man.
and that is game.
Well, that was definitely a much more commanding performance from Demise on that one.
It certainly was. This is going to put Lowkey on the hard back pedal now. They need to be able to get this next game in order to continue to play. So we will be looking at a Splat Zones on Piranha Pit for our next one. So this is going to be really fun because we finally get to see these teams at a level of play where I feel like they're both very comfortable.
Absolutely. As we know, high-level teams generally love Splat Zones.
They certainly do.
And Piranha Pit's going to be an interesting one because it kind of favors longer range weapons, which has been where the meta has been focused more anyway, right? You've got your pros, you've got your sloshers, your sloshing machines. So I think we're definitely going to see a lot of that. But I wonder if we'll actually see some dualies possibly on the part of Arashi, who still is pretty solid with them. So
yes, we saw those dualies from Arashi. What is this picture? The picture that's being held up over there. DJ realizing. Oh no, Zero and DJ shaking their heads. Poor guys. Being called out by their teammates over here. And, you know, sometimes you just have to have a little bit of fun with your friends, and that's exactly what we're looking at right now. Oh, I love it, sharing all the pictures together. And it even pulls a few smiles on the side of Lowkey as well.
Oh my gosh.
So we'll be going into this Splat Zones game pretty quickly. As you mentioned, it is going to offer itself to some of these longer range weapons that we've seen, and we know that we have consistently seen players who can play that range really well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think this is going to come down to a battle of the range, if you will.
Absolutely. It's going to be really hard for the more frontline players to get in there and get things going. But at the same time, given the right weapons, they might have the tools to get it done. Ooh, some squelchers.
I love that we have Arashi with that L4 again, so that's going to be great. And Zero bringing out the custom dually squelchers, which I'm really happy to see as well.
There's actually a really big difference in comp, which is very interesting to see. Demise choosing to go with a much more long-range comp versus Lowkey going with a more aggressive short-range comp.
maybe this is how Lowkey feels like they need to handle things right now. You know, they need to get up in Demise's face and be ready, come in under the range of these other weapons. But in order to do that, they need to stay alive, and Zero getting that nice pick on Arashi and the one on Misa right now is going to be very helpful, and DJ getting that pick on Gamer. So this is going to make it very, very difficult for Lowkey to be able to get out of their base at the moment, as Demise is pushed pretty far forward off to this side here.
Yeah, and it looks like the one was caught out alone in their back. And then was that Arashi getting taken out as well. So Gamer's just waiting around, trying to build up special and getting something happen while his teammates respawn. But meanwhile, that timer is ticking, and that is really unfortunate for Lowkey right now.
It is. Lowkey needs to figure out how they're going to break back into zone and be able to take these over. And maybe Arashi's hammer is the trick. Coming around this side, going to use it as much as possible. Decides to throw it off a little bit. Zone is neutralized, but they need to be able to paint it, and I'm not sure they have any way to do that besides that rain. So maybe not going to be enough here.
Yeah, and what I'm seeing now is the one just getting called out by 2 of Demise's teammates, unfortunately not having the help from his teammates to get something going.
The zone stayed neutral for a very long time, though, so maybe it is Lowkey's opportunity to take this still. The Gamer getting one pick here, going for another one, not quite able to get it, but now he can push a little further forward into zone and maybe begin to paint that other zone. And yet there we go, going to transfer over into control of Lowkey, even for just a second. It puts enough of a penalty onto Demise to allow them to formulate another plan. Yeah,
it gives them some breathing room, but that's not going to be much that you're going to get with Demise. Tension, of course, jumping back to save himself, save that special. And then Misa just trying to apply as much pressure on their back, trying to do exactly what Demise did to them just a little while ago.
Those are the types of plays that you really wait for, right? You know when it's coming, and you just want to have that opportunity to go for this. So we'll see what's going to happen here. I think Lowkey is pretty confident in the fact that they can hold zone for just a little more time, even though it's neutral. They just need to take it back as it continues to kind of go back and forth. But Demise is in mid, and they have a very commanding presence of it as they're able to take this and put a penalty onto Lowkey.
What I'm liking, what I'm really enjoying seeing from Demise is the fact that their teammates are staying paired up for the most part. They're really getting into those 2v1s, which is the way that you want to deal with weapons like Brella, because otherwise that'd just be very difficult to deal with. So really good play on the part of Demise.
It certainly is, and this is kind of what we expect from them. You know, we know that they are a strong team, we know that they play well together, and even consistently watching them play, you have this feeling of unity, and that's what you want to see from a team at this point. I love this little rail trick that was going on here.
Yeah, it's all a mind game. They're feeling each other out, seeing who's going to jump first.
I think that was sort of a take one for the team right there.
Yeah. Yeah, Demise popping all their specials, really trying to keep Lowkey out of mid as best they can, going first with the Booyah Bomb, then the Baller, and now even the Stingray, just applying so much pressure.
This is what we expect to see from Demise, and I'm happy that we're seeing it. Zero doing a lot to stay alive and get out of the way over here, trying to utilize the movement that he has from those custom dually squelchers.
Oh, that was such a cool play.
It was such a good pick. Oh, but
unfortunately getting taken out by Gamer in a bad position in a 2v1, but Demise still not giving up control of mid.
Oh, all the pressure that's coming out right now. Getting that pick on Misa, this not Demise player is doing a great job making sure that they just continue to apply pressure. All that Demise needs to do is take zone back for just a second to get that penalty off, and there it is. This is going to begin to tick down into the 20s for Demise, which gives them a super commanding lead, especially with 3 down on the side of Lowkey.
Yeah, that's really scary for Lowkey. They're going to have to make something really crazy happen really quickly, otherwise they won't be able to stand up to it. But can Arashi make it happen? No.
That Booyah Bomb came out at the perfect time and really shut Arashi down. But they're still smiling over there, and that's the real thing about friendship. You're able to kind of come back and be excited to play against your friends, shake hands, the camaraderie that we have here. Everybody just a really fantastic group of people.
Absolutely. smiles on everyone's faces. That's exactly what we want to see at a fun LAN like this.
It certainly is. It's one of my favorite things to see for sure. You know, everybody comes together, you have all your friends, everyone's ready to hang out and kind of just enjoy each other's presence, and that's what I love so much.
Absolutely. And I mean, just there's so many people this year. The venue just keeps getting bigger every year, and I love it.
So do I. I mean, you know, over 280 people for Splatoon, which is a huge, huge amount that I'm so, so happy about. And every time you look around the venue, it just is packed with happy Splatoon players.
Absolutely. We've even got people just sitting on the floor watching the secondary stream. Everybody's watching their friends. It's just such a good time.
It really is. It's my favorite time to be together is to come